Hello, everyone. Welcome to Anime Fix. This is a little bit different. We had some technical difficulties with our latest episode of Spy Family that we were trying to record, so we're going to try to remedy those technical difficulties and try to get back to you with the latest and greatest episode of Spy Family. But in the meantime, hope you enjoy this episode that we recorded previously on Erased. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for the next episode of Spy Family. I like being lied to. Kind of gets me off, you know?
Oh my god!
Hello, fellow weebs and otakus, to another episode of Anime Fix, where your fix for all things anime. I'm Chase.
Lance.
Hello, Lance.
Chase.
Hey, look at that opening. I'll put that on a t-shirt. You know what?
Old standard.
Old standard.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Very interesting. I'm good. That's a very interesting shirt you're wearing.
Why?
The artwork design. Who is that?
It's Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. You would know if you watched it, but I know you don't have that kind of time.
God.
It's like over 140 episodes.
Yeah, I don't have time.
Such
for
a
that
good
right
anime.
now.
It's such a good anime, though. Such a good anime.
Is it Hunter x Hunter or Hunter? I was gonna say, is it Hunter X Hunter?
Don't.
I'm
The
just
X
kidding.
is just a divider. It's Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. I was just trying to be funny.
I know. Hisoka, for my Hunter x Hunter fans out there, they're probably thinking, why would you put him on a hoodie or a t-shirt? I don't allow him within 10 feet of a school. Especially one Gon attends.
What are we talking about this week?
We are talking about Erased, because
I
Lance
know.
finished a series. I'm so excited for it.
I love this.
Did it get
so
better
much.
like I told you it would?
Was I complaining that I was slow at the beginning?
Yeah. When we first talked.
Well, the very first episode, but yeah, it got so good.
Set the scene for us real quick. Set the scene for us, Lance.
Okay. So we are introduced. I've already forgotten his name, but our main character.
I forget his name too.
We are introduced to him. He's delivering pizza, right?
Yep.
And suddenly there's these glowing butterfly, and then time shifts
Satoru.
back.
Satoru or whatever. That's his name.
Satoru?
Yeah.
Satoru?
Satoru. Fujinuma.
Time flashes back, and what we learn is that this character Satoru has this ability that called revival, where time shifts back between 1 and 5 minutes, and it's usually around a time when something bad happens, and that 1 to 5 minutes gives him the opportunity. We don't ever get an explanation why he has it, why he's being chosen to do this, but it gives him an opportunity to fix something bad that happened. So in this instance, there's a kid who's going to get hit by a bus driver has died from a heart attack, and the bus is just going, right? Like he's long gone, but the bus is still moving. And there's a kid walking across the street. There's the kid in the previous timeline is killed, and so he has an opportunity to go back and save this kid now, which he does. So that's who we're introduced to. Do you want me to go further than that about what?
No, it's fine with me. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess I can take over, right? So he has this ability, right? And then one day when his mom is there, right, cooking dinner, whatever, this mysterious figure.
So let's go. But before we go into that, let's say that is it what you're about to talk about sets the stage for the whole series, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna set the stage for.
Okay.
Go
Do you want
ahead.
to talk about?
Are you
You want to talk
are you
about
talking about?
the
Are you
relationship
talking about the
between him and his
supermarket?
mom?
Yeah, we can talk about the relationship. Let's go ahead.
He has sort of like a very antagonistic relationship with his mother. Almost was that your interpretation or?
From the beginning, yes, I would say. As we got to know his childhood more, I don't know why it ended up that way.
Oh, I'm a little concerned. A little, but there's like a 18-year time frame between, so we don't know. What we saw is a period of time when he was 10 to 11, right? We
Yeah.
didn't see what happened, 15, 18 years after that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they have for whatever reason she's come to town to visit him. Oh, you want to talk about the girl when he's at the supermarket, right?
What girl?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm confusing the girl that is a part of this story with the
Tahoe.
supermarket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the supermarket was like when
Yeah, go ahead and talk
he
about
was.
the supermarket.
Nah, I don't really remember that much actually. But the supermarket, isn't there like doesn't he start back up or something?
Okay, so at the supermarket, they're coming out and they get in the revival thing happens again. He's looking around, he's trying to figure out what it is. His mom notices this guy walking away with a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy notices that he's been noticed. So he gets in the car, drives away, and leaves the little girl behind. And the mom picks up that this is very similar to a situation that happened 19 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So she starts investigating and talks to a couple old friends and goes, "I think I know who it is." And we don't know what this is necessarily about yet. I don't think.
Yeah.
But
No, we don't.
then it goes into what you were saying, where the mom is at her son's apartment and a mysterious figure walks in and stabs her.
Yeah. What do you think about that when that happened?
I was just I didn't expect it to be over so quickly. Like I thought it would be a bit of a more of a struggle. I didn't think it would just be you're down. Yeah. Um
Yeah.
and then he walks out and Satoru is walking home and passes this mysterious figure and he has this little fedora on and he kind of winks at him and he walks in criticize like, Mom, why don't you pick up your stuff, because I think he found a piece of paper on the ground or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he sees her dead and a woman screams and the police show up and he is a suspect in his mom's murder.
Yeah.
Which I figured I guess he did run away, so that would make him a major, probably make him a suspect almost immediately.
100%.
And what happens then?
I don't know when it actually happens. Does it happen
It
automatically?
happens like almost right after that. He's running away scared.
Because he falls, right? Doesn't he fall off that balcony into the alley or whatever?
I don't remember if he falls, but yeah, he's running away screaming, and then all of a sudden,
He's 11.
He's 11 again. He's 10.
He's 10. He's 10 again.
Yeah,
That's just crazy.
like,
Imagine the shock that happens. You're like, wait, what?
yeah. What? And he kind of goes through the. And so the premise is that his revival in this situation save his mom's life. It requires him to go back 19 years.
19 years.
Because where it started is when he was 10 years old.
Yep. And then he has to do what?
Has to save 3 of his friends. So 2 of his friends. No, I'm sorry. Has to save 1 of his friends and 2 people who he wasn't friends with.
Yeah.
Lives. Because they were
taken.
Were murdered. Yeah. And that's the whole story. Well, that's the story, right?
podcast. They're taken.
Oh, by the way, no, they were straight up. Yeah, PG podcast. No, they were fucking murders. What they were, and gruesome ways. And I the whole time I was watching it, it was like I think we've circled back on, or I've circled back on multiple times. This is definitely not a kid's cartoon.
No.
So this is straight up too gruesome.
It's dark.
Very dark.
I told you it was dark, didn't I?
Yeah, I love it. I love every moment of it. It was so good. Everything.
I didn't know if you would like it or not, though. Honestly.
Oh yeah, this is this is up my alley, 110%.
Good.
Give me more of this. This is
what when did you get like into it? Like what episode?
Probably episode. I think probably by episode 3.
Yeah, because you were only 1 or 2 episodes. You were only.
I'd only watched. Yeah, when we first talked about it, I'd only watched 1 episode.
Yeah.
That's when Tori was like, "Let's watch Spy Family," and then that's when we binge watched Spy Family, and what started us talking about Spy Family. Yeah.
Did she watch any Erase with you?
She watched a few episodes, and then she's like, "I need to stop. This is too intense for me."
It's too intense. Like
I'd say way better than Death Note, because Death Note was
better than Death Note.
I'd say it's better than Death Note, because Death Note was just sort of overcomplicated, like thinking I'm doing this, so I got to think about doing this, but he suspects that I'm thinking that he's thinking this, and I'm going to do this, so I have to do this instead. It was just overcomplicated, sort of mental cat and mouse game. Yeah. That on a second viewing wasn't as like the first time as like a first watch, and not being too familiar with like anime. Like, man, this is really good. On the second viewing, I'm like, this is a little bit.
You're starting to go against the normie views. Oh no,
it's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
still good. Like, I wouldn't say it's bad, but like,
it's not a race.
It's not a race. No, a race was like well put together. Everything.
I
feel like
everything.
I think everything
even going back and forth between timelines. You don't think it'd be better if you just stayed there? I got kind of annoyed at him going back and forth all the time, but no, it's because he kept messing up.
Okay, so first up, we talk about going back and forth timeline, because he only did his revival twice. The initial time, and then a second time when he realized
when he messed up.
Yeah.
Right. Bro, her just like dead in the shed. Insane.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was a little surprised though that he had to go through, because like it almost implies that if he was the first time he was so focused on, I gotta save this one girl. If I save this one girl, it's all over, right? Well, he failed on that.
Yeah.
Right. But he was still there. It's almost like his revival ability was saying, "Okay, well, you got 2 more attempts to get this."
What's funny is like he revived randomly one time, right? But then
this time he screamed out, "I need one more chance. Just give me one more chance," and it happened.
Yeah.
Do you think that was like him willing the heart of the cards, or is that, do you think
willing the heart of the cards for sure? I totally got confused with Tokyo Revengers. Because I was like, oh wait, he does. No, that's not right. Never mind. Different anime altogether. But yeah, yeah, he just screams out, and then he goes back one more time, and then does he start right back where he was, or he starts like a couple days before?
He starts like he doesn't go. It's kind of almost like in RE0, where he went.
Oh, his last saved.
Is kind of almost his last save. So like. The museum is where he goes, and we don't know if that's like because he can only go back so like.
How does he save her? Does he just take her from the shed or what?
No, he hides her.
Oh, he hides her in the bus.
Hides her in the bus, right? Which we find out, and that's a real like. And,
that's a bad place. That's a bad place to hide her.
That's a bad place because that's where he's doing all the thing.
That's his home base, bud. Home base. What are you doing there? And she's like right on the other side of that curtain too.
Yeah. But
obviously the killer wouldn't expect the person you're trying to kill on the other side of the curtain, right?
Yeah. So yeah, he goes back it goes back to the museum, which is like his last save. And he goes from there, and he's like, okay, I And I got some Toradora vibes too, because he's like, "Hey, how would you feel if I kidnapped you?" And he goes, "You're such an idiot." Okay.
Yeah, definitely Toradora vibes.
um,
Um, but yeah, I mean the whole story of trying to figure out who it is, and like you meet the killer real early on.
oh, real early on, I will say, early on, I suspected the teacher was the
I
bad
did
guy.
too. Well, yeah, but like
See,
I
when
think
he's in
everyone
that scene where he's explaining why,
there's candy.
no, that's later.
That's
Earlier
later.
on, when he's like, "Yeah, it's real complicated because like I saw the bruises too, but like CPS, trying to get CPS involved, and like so I just kept. No, what did he say? I kept quiet because I wasn't sure. I'm like, no adult would do that. No adult would see bruises
Well,
on a child and
well, this
go,
is like
oh,
what night? This is like what 1980s,
88,
right?
89,
89.
88, 89, late 80s, yeah.
Yeah. So like, not saying it's more widely accepted to beat your kids, but like discipline, I guess was more widely accepted, especially
But
a
this is
lot.
Japan we're talking about. We're not talking about I mean, I guess.
Japan's crazy. I'm just kidding.
I would
uh,
say that that's a very American. I don't know, but
I don't know either.
that seems like something that would be a
I'm
very
just using my
American
my
point of
I'm just
view.
using my American point of view for sure. Um, but like as soon as like you saw the candy, you're like, well, that's kind of weird. That's kind
Oh
of
yeah, when he's
weird.
like, yeah, I do this to help my cigarette addiction.
Yeah, but like,
um,
oh man, like,
which
but
I
like it.
actually, you know what? That was not the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing was the first conversation when he's like acting like, oh, I saw the bruises, but I wasn't, I didn't
I
know.
didn't think that at all. I thought the candy was really weird. I'm like, well,
See, but
okay.
you've never smoked before. Like
Oh
I've
yeah, yeah,
smoked, and I totally get the
that's
idea
true.
of using like candy or a toothpick or some just random bullshit that chew on,
That's fair.
to try and fixate that. So,
Yeah,
and especially the fact that it was in the ashtray, even fed more into that.
yeah.
Um,
Well, it's funny you say that because I've been abused before, so that's why it didn't shock me. No, but yeah, well, because I thought that they were leaning so heavily to the teacher at one point until the candy part that I was like, okay, so they're trying to subvert our attention away from the real killer, right?
so I did think that. So there was one scene, and
They
maybe I
made him
missed
so
it.
believable too, man.
Made him so believable as the bad guy.
No, they made him so believable as a good guy.
Yeah, he's like the so much of what he kind of did to help those kids and how he's like such an approachable teacher and all
Yeah,
that stuff. They did a. I mean, he was weird for sure and definitely suspected, but
yeah. Go ahead. What you're
they
saying?
did a good job. No, there was one scene. So there was one period of time where I was that really super brainy kid with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
There was one scene where we see him talking to the teacher working through a window,
Hmm.
right? And I never felt like that was explained. So I was starting to think that the teacher was the killer in that time, and that kid was the was a copycat in the future.
Oh,
As that's kind of where my
head was going.
head was going, but no, the teacher was the bad guy throughout the whole thing.
Hmm.
Um, could you, as an adult, imagine like obviously this is imagine you're trying to do something and this little pissant 10, 11 year old is like, how is he how is he outsmarting me?
How's he doing this? I have no idea how.
And being so pissed off, just like um
Yeah. And then like okay. By the way, the teacher is the killer. For anyone still wondering.
yeah, the teacher is the killer the
uh,
whole time.
yeah. But like he obviously suspects like you have to be knowing what I'm gonna be doing. There's no way, right?
I definitely knew like if any shadow of a doubt was removed when he said, the difference between there's no difference between a good deed and a bad deed
Mhm.
because they both serve the same basic inherent need of the person doing them.
You mean when you're
And
driving?
yeah, when they're driving, and
Mhm.
Satoru, like adult Satoru, goes like, "That's extreme," and I was like, "You fucking think?"
That's extreme. Well, like, and then he opens up the glove box and it's like, I want a piece of candy, and there's nothing in there.
Yeah. No, he wasn't saying I want a piece of candy. He's like, "I think you need a piece of candy," because
Oh yeah,
he's like, "You're not gonna find that there. I stole this car. Like all of this has been a ruse to lure you out."
yeah. Because how did he not even notice it wasn't his real car?
I mean,
I stole this car.
I imagine it was probably look similar on the outside.
And like it was so funny. Like the last words that Satoru said to him was like, "You're never gonna find out how I knew," and then he goes and saves him.
Oh, he said, "I know your future."
Oh, I know your future. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's so he saves him from dying, and goes into a coma for 15 years, which I thought that was just an excellent sort of result to changing future.
Yeah, because you made such a drastic change. You saved 3 lives. This is your
Yeah,
punishment or whatever.
I don't want to say so much as a punishment. It's so much as like
Butterfly effect.
a butterfly effect because he saved 3 lives and he interjected himself into so many people's that he didn't have really a relationship with. Like the one that was actually a friend died, right, and the other two he had no knowledge of.
Yeah.
He, through his 18, 19 years of being alive, was not a part of it because they weren't around, right? He didn't know them and they weren't around. Um, he interjected himself into their lives, saved them. So they became a core part of his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You can't send that person back to the future. Um, he's not going to have knowledge. Like there's no way to have going to have knowledge of everything that changed in the 18, 19 years. So the coma is kind of like the correction for that. He wasn't
Yeah.
around. So that
Yeah.
explains why he doesn't know what their childhood was like because he was, unconscious.
Yeah.
Which I thought
That's
that was very clever.
how did the teacher get away with like getting him out of the car and like saying like I found this kid in the river or whatever.
We don't know.
I know, but like he's a good talker.
How? I mean, it's very pot. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
if by the time he saved him and he was unconscious, I mean, he could have a number of stories. He could have said, "I found him here" when he didn't really find him here. Like, take him back to the school.
Yeah. Bro, imagine you
Um,
wake up from a 15-year coma and you see your childhood crush walk in with the baby of your best friend. Bro, like your killer can wait 15 years for you, but your girlfriend can't.
well, so hold on. All right, I think they were hardly boyfriend girlfriend. He was just trying to save her. See, once he had saved her, he was ready to move on to the next girl.
He didn't have an ex-girl except for the future girl that he never met.
He did at the end.
At the end, that was his true like girl,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird because she's
Um,
so much younger than him.
17.
Yeah.
Well, at that point though, I don't know how much time is. Well, I guess he was probably 29 when he met her the second time without her knowing him.
Yeah, weird.
Um, but
But I guess he's
yeah,
doing his passion now too, right? Or what was it?
no,
Right,
he's right.
manga?
He's a manga writer, which is super cool.
They name it
And
after.
he uses the experience to write this manga, which
Yeah.
is erased the manga or was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's manga. What's funny is because the dude gets caught, right? Because he tries to push him off. Wait, no, he doesn't try to push him off, right? He falls off.
Oh, he calls his bluff and says, "You could have killed me so many times, but you didn't. So
Yeah.
I'm your reason. I'm your reason to live now."
Mhm.
So he goes to throw himself off the roof, and the guy saves him because you're right. You are my reason to live.
And why is he the reason to live? Never really got that.
Um, Probably because he drops this like "I know your future" line. So one, the guy's like, how are you figuring out that I'm trying to kill these people?
Mhm.
He just can't understand how a 10-year-old. Well, one, he's from the future. Two, he's 29, so he's um, you know, feasibly he has a more critical mind than a 10-year-old would, right? Satoru's kind of gonna have to dumb himself down a few times to sound more 10,
Yeah.
sound more childish. But so there's that curiosity factor there.
Yeah.
But then so the teacher is probably in the back of his mind thinking like, can he see the future?
Mhm.
But that's ridiculous. Well, Satoru then says, "I know your future," so that's sort of like what? So that's he's probably got that like itch. Like I have to
Yes.
know, I have to
Yeah.
understand, and that's why he
And
became
that itch
obsessed with
replaced
him.
him killing.
Huh?
That itch replaced his killing.
Yeah. Um, because he kills because it's a need, right? He's like, I
Mhm.
have to. So also, the little final thought that he's before he puts him into the river says, "You get your wish. This town is safe, but your life is the price. Like I kill you to fill my need, and I won't touch the rest of this town." Sort of like a
Yeah.
transactional thing.
Yeah.
But also we see the killer do this like little voiceover where he talks about this was fucked up and gives him a bunch of guinea pigs
Mhm.
and he drops them all into a
Mhm.
jug of water, and as they and once 3 days later, once they've all drowned, this one guinea pig survived
Just
by
staying on top. The other
yeah.
guinea pigs.
He's like, and that guinea pig became my you know my pet because he survived this fucked up scenario.
Yeah. Does the teacher, the killer, ever find out that the dude can actually time travel?
I mean, so Satoru does this like little speech where like stopped you because I knew what you were doing. I even knew you were going to kill even that you were going to kill my mom, and you haven't even done that yet. And he
Yeah.
goes like, "What? Wait, it's true. You can't, But he never really goes in deeper. He just makes sort of a passing
Like,
comment.
yeah. But the teacher believes it.
I don't think the teacher knows what to believe
Yeah,
at
because he's
that
like,
point.
so I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Um,
But he does let go of the wheelchair, right, when he throws himself off.
yeah, he lets go of the wheelchair because then at that point, I think he decided he's going to kill himself.
Oh, like he'll kill him and then he'll jump himself.
Yeah, because you're my reason to live. Um, I don't know why though. He suddenly got this decided he's going to kill himself. Maybe it's like letting go, like
Letting
can't.
go of it.
Yeah. So he literally let him go and then letting go of himself.
Mm.
And that's when we see uh
The giant parachute
um
thingy.
yeah that well not even parachute. It's like a little bed that he landed on,
Mm.
like inflatable bed. And he sit there caught, and everyone heard him caught it.
Yeah.
Um, which is just so
Yeah, and they set him up.
yeah, it's just so well done. Like all of it was just
Did you think like there was? Did you think there was something underneath there or not?
I didn't know. I think at that point I was so kind of like engrossed in what was going on in their dialogue that I wasn't. I was noticing obviously because they kept cutting to it, the gate opening ever more slightly.
Mm.
I didn't know if that was he was going to throw him off and there was going to be a fight. I did not expect him to call his bluff and say like you won't let me die and then wheelchair himself to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of ballsy, and so it makes sense because he had no intention of dying. I mean, either he saved him or he didn't. But there was a thing that was gonna
Safety net. Yeah.
a safety net there. I wasn't thinking of it that at that point. I was just more kind of like in this sort of killy dynamic. I was engrossed in that whole dialogue. So
Yeah. It was such a good. Like I didn't think it was gonna be that good, honestly. but then like it just kept getting better and better. The whole
And I
dynamic
think,
with her getting abused too, and like being a loner, and she always wears sweaters and mittens because she gets abused. It's great.
yeah, so she's covering it up, and the sort of the killer is picking out people who are sort of ostracized and like lonely, so that way no one's there to protect them.
Yeah.
I thought the whole situation with the mom throwing the child in I thought that was probably like the most. It's not the most fucked up thing, but that was definitely the.
I think that people. I think of killing children is for the most
Yeah,
fucked
yeah,
up
yeah.
thing.
No, what I'm getting at is we knew the mom was abusive, but I think that was probably the most sadistic abuse, right? Like
Yeah.
beating is not good, right? No one's going to say that that's good, but like throwing your beaten child into a shed in the middle of winter
Yeah.
and then locking it, or I don't know if they locked it, but throwing him out there and saying like sleep out here for a couple hours, like that's next level child
Yeah.
abuse right there.
Yeah.
Um, just shy of killing.
Murder.
Uh,
Yeah.
kill- um,
Well, like, because like when you first meet Satoru's mom, she doesn't seem like a good mom, right? Then like the
Not at all.
flashbacks, and then the flashbacks, she's a great mom.
Yeah, totally like just caring for her son. Real just
Son's always
um,
first. Like,
supportive, like
like they're poor,
encouraging him
but
to do
like
the
she
right
always,
thing.
yeah, they're poor, but like she always made sure to feed him right first. And it's like she works so hard for him. Like she works how many jobs?
She a journalist during his childhood, or was she? She left journalism and
He
um.
left journalism, yeah.
Okay. That was because we see when they're in the fixed timeline when he was in a coma, we see her working at like a convenience store
Yeah.
thing, and I was wondering if like that was a sudden change because it gave her more time to spend with her coma ridden son, or if
Yeah.
it was she was always working in that convenience store. That wasn't clear to me. So all in all, it was all so well done.
Yeah.
I
I think the
like
coma helped him too, though. By the way, because like it gave him, it gave him a second chance on following his dream instead of being a pizza delivery guy.
yeah, I did because like any trauma that he experienced in his childhood, kind of
Yep. That also gave him like, hey, it gave him media presence. Like, hey, this dude woke up from 15 years, right?
yeah. The little one bit there's like grown up man, like the paparazzi's like, but still thinks like a child,
Yeah.
like that whole angle, and how the killer, who's now a city councilman, is like, if I see you on this property again, I'm gonna, I'm gonna have you arrested, or some comment like that, and
Yeah. Like trying to protect him, but really not protecting him
well, he was trying to protect him, I think, but but not
for his own
for
selfish desires.
his own selfish desires, yeah. Um, all in all, like it was so. Real quick, what did you think of the pizza manager when he was kind of like? Did you think that maybe he was bad guy at all?
I thought a little bit, but I'm like, you never see the pizza guy, in the past.
Yeah, it's like you manga when they were. Oh, this is a big scene that we really skipped over when the killer blows up that girl's house.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it sends her an email via her flip phone. Stay here, Stay.
Yeah.
Pretending to be yeah.
I like
Um,
I like the past stuff more, so I don't really pay attention to the future stuff.
I thought it was also good. And and as far as time travel goes, it really sort of like I feel like he does a good job in making the time travel scenario because like a lot of times time travel gets really ridiculous, and of course we have no evidence or any sort of like practical or of how time travel would work in a real setting, right?
Yeah.
But I think story wise, this does a good job of sort of you suspend disbelief, but it still was in the realm of like I can get behind this.
Like plausibility a little bit.
So, yeah. yeah, overall, so good. Um,
How do you compare it to RE0 as far as like sadistic goriness?
I think RE0 is more sadistic,
Yeah,
but it's close.
because all those timelines are actually happening.
Yeah.
They still sort of.
Um, I'm definitely gonna buy this manga. I'm gonna read that. Read this. I was very, very well pleased. All of it. Good pick. Good suggestion,
Yes.
Chase.
I know, I know.
You were
Yeah.
so worried that I wasn't gonna like it.
Well, you didn't like Charlotte as much as I thought you would, so
I like Charlotte.
not as much as Erased.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah,
Charlotte, like Erase is like. Do I want to say it's a top 5?
go for it. It's your kind of thing.
I kind of, yeah.
What's in your top 5?
Mm.
There's so many for me to choose. I can't.
Are we talking about series? Are we talking about movies? Or are we talking about both?
Whatever you want. Both.
I would say for series, because if I were to do series with movies, it would be too hard.
Yeah,
Because three out of the 3 out of the 5 would all be the Shinkai film.
Yeah.
Your Name, Garden of Words, and Weathering with You.
Yeah.
Then that only leaves 2 for series, and of course, Psychopaths takes one of those, right?
I know, of course. So one left.
I think for series, Psychopaths, Toradora,
Toradora is up there, huh?
Erased. Yeah.
You like Toradora that much? I'm surprised.
I did.
Yeah.
Unless there's a series I'm not thinking. Unless there's a series I'm not thinking of. I think is better. But yeah, Psychopaths, Toradora, Erased. What other series have we done?
RE0, Death
RE0,
Note.
yeah, duh, yeah. RE0, top 5. I need one more. Let me look it up let me look up our podcast and see what we've talked about. Because I know.
I've watched so many series that I can't even like comprehend which ones. You gotta watch How Heavy the Dumbbells You Lift. Oh, you still haven't watched Domestic Girlfriend.
I know.
Or Citrus.
I guess I'd say Spy Family.
Yeah, Spy Family.
Spy Family's like really good. We've done 40.
We've done a lot of series. We're at 46. Oh, I have it up right here. I probably could just show you or tell you. The Edaten deities in the only piece. You probably don't like that.
I did like that.
Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah, I'd say Attack on Titan more than Spy Family.
I like Violet Evergarden a lot. RE0, Death Note.
Death Parade.
Beastars.
Hey, Beastars. Ooh, God, see, it's so rough.
See, I know, there it is. You start remembering like ones because you forget they're not top of mind anymore. You didn't like really High Rise Invasion, Toradora. Death Parade was really good.
Yeah, Death
Way
Parade
of
was
the House
really good.
Husband.
Yeah,
Madoka
that one grew on
Magica.
me.
Madoka Magica.
I like Madoka Magica, but I think I have other things I like more.
Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online was really good, although that kind of sort of as it went on, sort of fell off.
Psychopaths.
Oh, there's just so many.
Yep, that's it. We watched so far together, anyways.
Yeah.
We're getting close to our year episode 52. We're past a year of like how long it's been since we've done the podcast.
No, we're not, because the trailer was June 27th.
Oh, never mind. Is that going to be our our 52 episode or not? I don't think it will be, right?
I mean, do we want to make it our 52nd episode? It won't
we
be
don't.
because
We're
because
just
we've
skipped a
had
couple weeks.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we could record a bunch and release them all at once.
it's up to you.
Let's not do that. Let's just celebrate our 50th episode.
There we go. All right, buddy. I think that's it. It's getting closer to time where the wife has to go to work.
Yeah. That's fine.
Anything
I got
else?
things I gotta.
Any last remarks for Erased?
Top, really good one. Highly
really good one.
recommend.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on poster. Top, really good one.
I can't say how much. I can't emphasize how much I really enjoyed it. I will definitely watch it again. I'm definitely gonna buy the manga and read it. I will watch it again, but I'm probably gonna wait a while because I feel like this is something that is rewatchable. But if you watch it over and over and over again, too close together, kind of get stale. Yeah, I'm gonna save this when I'm itching something.
Itching some mystery that you already know.
Yeah.
Do you wish that you can go back and like forget everything so you can rewatch it again for the first time?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I really. Oh man, I almost want to say that I like this. As much.
Whatever. We have no idea.
Let's talk about Bubble.
All right, we'll talk about Bubble next time. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We'll catch everyone next time when we watch and record Bubble.
Bye.